join them. But right now we'll start with Maureen, Janice, and Mark. We will call our August 18th, 2026 Connecticut Board of Landscape Architects meeting to order. And the first order of business will be review of our May 19th, 2026 minutes. If you haven't had a chance to review them, they are part of the packet. I want to make sure everybody, Maureen, you have the packet. I know Janice has the packet. If you had a chance to review them, or if you'd like a minute or two to review them, that's fine too. I thought they were good. We talked about a lot of stuff in detail, and thank you for the summary of all those things that we talked about in detail. I thought it covered it very well, especially sort of the legal part of it, which we did have. I can't remember his name, but we did have him on the call, and he was extremely helpful. So
Yeah, I reviewed it.
if somebody wants to make a motion to approve those minutes,
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
thank you. We can vote to approve those. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I see Sigrun just joined. Sigrun, do we have you? You're muted. I can see that. Okay, well, we'll just keep rolling on here. Item 2, comments or concerns of any person present today. I don't think we have too many people on the call. Item 3, I know we have investigation division on the call. So if we want to get a quick update, there was an attachment to the board packet. If you want to look at it, it's pretty interesting because there is something on it. So that's.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell us, right? Because those are the rules.
We don't need to know.
We don't need to know.
No. Good morning, Mr.
And
Chairman.
this person seems dead.
Well, we got a complaint that they were misusing the landscape architect title. It was investigated. The special investigator attempted by mail and by email to have this person contact him back to find out, what are you doing? How is it? What is your business? How do you operate? No response. So the investigator actually did us one better, and he went to New York to the guy's house. Only the address is incorrect. There's nobody there. So what we do is, they failed to respond. We exhausted every opportunity to get them to respond, including going to their residence. But the respondent was not at that New York address that was provided, that we found. So what we do is we file and monitor. So if this Rolling Hills One LLC shows up again, we know we've had them before. We know they didn't respond, and we would try to have the complainant provide us some additional information, please, so that we can catch them.
That sounds reasonable.
Was there, I'm sorry, maybe you can't say, was there actually that address? Did it actually exist?
The address we were given, that we had, is what the investigator went to. That the respondent isn't at that address.
All right, but it was a real address.
Yeah.
Okay.
That the respondent was not at that particular address, and we don't know where they might be in the state of New York now. So we will keep tabs on them.
Okay. I don't think there's anything we can do, but I mean, I think the investigator was pretty thorough in making the trip out there. So I guess you just do what you're saying, is monitor and see if they pop up again.
Yes, sir.
That all you got? I think it is.
Yes, sir. That's
All
it.
right.
That's all I
Thank
have
you.
for you for today.
Thank you very much for that report.
You're quite welcome. Have a good day, everybody.
You too.
Thank you.
All right.
All right,
Bye-bye.
item 4, old business, Yukon landscape architectural visit. I have been in contact with our 2 points of contact, 2 professors out there. I'm waiting for them to get back to me with some dates. As I said before, I would like to make 2 trips. I'd like to be up there in the fall and I'd like to be up there in the spring. So the request I made was maybe not a senior class, maybe a senior class and a junior class, if that was possible. So we don't just hit the graduating seniors, who a lot of them already have their minds made up on what they're going to do. I thought maybe it would be nice to get a sophomore junior class. So they're working on it. As soon as I get a couple dates, I will email. I will not wait for the next meeting. Obviously, I will send an email out to you all, board members, and staff as well, just to see if we can't lock down both a trip up in the fall and a trip up in the spring. I'd love to do it twice a year.
Great.
And I know Janice really wants to go.
I'm dying to go.
Which is
Can't
great.
wait.
So that is in the works. And then the other one that I wanted to keep on is old business, and I think we'll keep both of these items on for old business. We had a really good discussion on licensure process and the statutes and the regulations. As you can see in our list of applications for licensing, which is a hefty list of applicants, only one, I believe, is in the state of Connecticut. Everybody else is from New York and Massachusetts. So this goes to the fact that people are ignoring the fact that our regulation says that they need to come to us before they sit for the exam. So we talked about that at length. We took a straw poll sort of last time, just sort of gauge the board in, does it make sense to even keep this, or should we look at modifying our regulation to remove that requirement of having applicants or candidates come after they have their 2 years of it, or their education and their experience requirements, sit for the board and ask for permission to sit for the exam, when I would say 90% of the applicants don't do that anyway. I know that the CLARB model law has moved away from that requirement. I also made my statement that in my opinion, whether you sit for the exam when you're in school or after school, after you graduate, if you pass it, you pass it. If you have your experience, you have your experience. And if you have your education, you have your education. To me, it just makes the most sense, and it takes the weird predicament that it puts this board in when people ignore it anyway. I don't think it's enforceable. I believe our staff attorney gave us that recommendation, that we can keep on functioning the way we're functioning and we're not operating out of line or anything like that. So what I would like to do, it's unfortunate that Dom isn't at this meeting, but what I would like to do, we do not have to change our statute. When we open up our statute is where we potentially run into issues with other things becoming
Right.
in the focus point of other people. Modifying the regulation, yeah, there are some steps. It's probably going to take a couple months. I don't know it perfectly, but I did do a little research, and we're going to need some assistance. But we have to direct our board, our staff, to start the process, to say, we would like to modify our regulations to remove the language of requiring applicants to come sit for us after they have their education and their experience to sit for the exam. It would be a modification to our regulation only. It would require some approvals, but it would only, the big one is it would require I guess there's a legislative statute committee or legislative review committee, something like that. That would have to go before them. But this, to me, it's a regulation and not a statute, so it's not going to open Pandora's box. It's just going to clean it up so that we don't feel weird as a board anymore. And we can still, it still doesn't take the teeth away from this board if we're not comfortable with education of somebody, if we're not comfortable with experience, that we've had some issues, CLARB unverified experience. If we want to do a little of our own homework and we want to, put somebody on hold and not vote to approve, we totally can do that. I just want to remove the feeling of, are we doing it right? Are we doing it right? When I just want to come to us with your 3 E's and let us review your application. So what I'd like to do is almost make a motion, and this is a little strange. I've never done this before. To start the process, I guess it would be sort of direct our board staff to start the process to modify our regulation to remove that language that requires applicants to come before us before they sit for the exam. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I know there are a couple steps, but based upon our last meeting and the great feedback we got, I would like to go right to that gentleman, or have our staff go right to that gentleman and say, this is what our board voted to do, and start the process.
I'll
I don't know.
second that motion.
I approve that motion.
Sigrun, I don't know if you can hear us or you're muted right now. So, and I know this is all new to you. You did sit in that last meeting where we got into discussion. This is really a cleanup of our regulation. I'm happy that from what I've uncovered we don't have to touch our statute. This is just a regulation modification. And it's a long time coming.
Agreed. I've been looking at that and I couldn't agree more.
Okay,
It's
so
too
I will make,
confusing. It's just so confusing.
I will make the official motion. Janice, if you want to second it, I think that
I
would be
second
perfect.
it.
Is there any more comment that we want to talk about it? If not, we can, I could try. I would love to have Sigrun. I think I don't have Sigrun yet. Sigrun, can you hear us? I see you're on there twice. I don't know if you phone called in, but you're muted on both lines.
Yeah.
Just to move this forward and not pushing this, again, I wish Dom was here, but I think Dom would support it. All those in favor of the motion put forward and seconded, say aye.
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 Okay, so sorry, Marguerite and Rochelle, I did kind of pass the buck on that one, but based upon all the discussion we had, I'm pretty confident that we can get this done. I don't know all the steps, but I think at least we made the motion and it's not stuck at the board level.
Totally okay. It's a regular conversation at DCP. We're always looking for changes if necessary and everything, so we'll move it along.
Thank you, and thank you. Okay, that was awesome. I'm glad we took care of that one. New business. We do have 9 applications. To make our point even more clear, application number 1, in full disclosure, Sam Buska does work for me. He came to this board after he had already taken a section or 2 of the exam, and then I had a talking to, and he did come, if you remember, and he did say, I'm sorry, I didn't know, yada, yada. He has officially passed all of them, filled out the application. So his application is up for review. And then the next 8 are new license applications. We did not, I believe, I tried to check with board staff. I don't think we heard from any of them before they sat for the exam. But again, we should review all the materials. If you haven't reviewed the materials, we can take a little bit of time. We can go through them. If there's any questions, we can talk about them. However you want to proceed. I would actually like to take a couple minutes and just refresh me, because I looked at them when we first got them, but I haven't looked at them again.
I agree. I looked at them and I had some questions.
Okay.
My main one was, so many of these people are from Boston and Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Does this mean they passed in Massachusetts? Because that would be reciprocal. So this means they're not licensed anywhere, but they came to us instead of Massachusetts.
This is that's exactly it. It's it's the you can take the test in your house if you want to take the test. You can take the test in a testing center. It doesn't matter where you sit for the test. The
Well,
test
so
is the
are
test.
we less stringent than Massachusetts?
No, the issue with Massachusetts is their board doesn't meet regular on a regular basis. New York, trying to think of why they don't go to New York. And
New York is more stringent, or at least it used to be, because of the Regents exams.
Yeah, but I don't have those anymore.
Oh,
Massachusetts doesn't have their separate one anymore. I know because I had to take it. Yeah, so I think our board meets on a regular basis. We have a very streamlined application process, with the exception of our regulation not quite being that clear, which we're hoping to clear up. We meet on a regular basis, and we process applications that meet the minimum criteria. So that's why people come to us.
so my next question is, will they now go for reciprocal in Massachusetts? Because if they're practicing in Massachusetts,
Yeah, I think
this
they will.
is not very useful to them.
You can go reciprocal once you get your license anywhere,
Right.
and you got your CLARB
Right.
record. It makes it very easy.
Right. I get it. Okay.
But again, I still, you're meeting the requirements.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I mean, Puerto Rico is an accepted place too. If somebody comes from Puerto Rico and takes it, great. Guam also. These are all
Mm-hmm.
places where it's so anyway, let's take 5 minutes. I've got 9:57 on my clock. I would like to take 5 minutes. We'll reconvene at 10:02. So you can go on mute, you can turn your camera off. We're going to reconvene at 10:02, but the meeting will still be in session.
Oh, we're not going to review them together?
I would like to just review them quick. I'm going to take 5 minutes and review them.
All right.
I think there were a
got my
couple notes.
questions. Okay, not a problem.
Thank you, James.
You got it.
Okay, everybody had a chance. I did have a chance to re-review everything.
I'm good.
Sigrun,
So
have
I'm a
you?
big champion of everyone being Asian, as I have a brilliant Chinese lady working for me who got licensed. It was a great honor a few months ago, if you recall.
Yep.
This is interesting, just off the record
Yeah.
or on the record, that
Yeah.
hopefully these people are all being sponsored for their green cards by their companies. So if they are,
Yeah.
which is not our business, that means they're, because it's all big process. So I'm going through it.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I just look at it and say it truly shows the international side of what it is we do. It really is. Sigrun, have you been able to get
And
your
also they
microphone to
can't
work?
get jobs in China now. It's China is in a total building crash after a boom. So, I mean, like the woman who works for me, they came here expecting to go home because it was so busy in the industry.
Yeah.
And now there are no jobs.
Yeah. Sigrun, have you been able to get your microphone to work?
Hi, she left a message. She said the microphone and the camera aren't working, but I let her know that she could use the chat function in the Teams
Or
meeting.
raise her hand. Yeah.
Yeah, or there's also the call-in option in the meeting info that was sent over to her as well. So
Right.
she could either call in on her phone to be able to talk or just use the chat feature and we can kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we may have to have an offline training session just to troubleshoot what's going on there. Okay. All right. So we can do this a bunch of different ways. Why don't we just go right through each one of them one by one? So if we have any comments, we can talk about them and then we can make a motion and approve or not approve as we go. So first one is Bushka. I have no problem voting on this one. I did not sign off on his experience, but he does work in our company.
I make a motion to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor of approving Mr. Bushka for
Aye.
approving Mr. Bushka's application? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Mr. Bushka is approved. The next one, Chen.
Xiaozu Chen. So my only comments is just squeaking by with the 2 years, 4 months on the job.
There's one that's exactly 2 years if you saw that one.
Yeah, just squeaking.
And it meets it, so.
It meets it. And it feels like, again, to me, that a lot of why you would sponsor someone and go to that trouble would be that they get licensed. So the minute they're ready to get licensed, they need to get licensed because they see everybody's cleaning up. They might have taken their exam in 23, one or two of them, but then they're doing it.
So I just had a question. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just had a question where it says employer unverifiable. What does that mean? That's on several of the applications. I mean, it's only 4 months or 2 months but
right. It's
getting over the finish line with an unverifiable.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of an issue. So CLARB goes through and makes the phone calls and makes the emails when people submit their request to take the exam and their CLARB record as far as have you met, where's your experience? There are some cases where that experience is unverifiable. When that unverified experience doesn't impact their 2 years of experience for Connecticut licensure, if they have 2 years outside, so say they have 3 years and 6 months of it was unverifiable, to me, it doesn't, okay, I don't really care because you have 2 years. When that unverifiable ekes into their 2 years of experience, we have every right to ask a question and ask for more information, and we have done that in the past. So that's where our eyes need to be very, if there's unverifiable experience based upon what Clarb did, and it pushes them to a 1.5 years of experience, we have every right as a board to say we need more information before we can accept that application. Okay, that's critical. If you're over the 2 years and it's verified, okay, great, wonderful.
All right, thanks.
Well, they make it. They got 4 years, 4 months, 2 years, 4 months at Reed Hildebrand. So
great, correct. So this is for Chen, applicant Chen. I'll make a motion to approve this application for licensure, Chen.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to Feng. RISD. Plenty of experience.
Yeah, 5 years, part-time now, graduated 2015, so probably iffy about the profession, but seems committed now.
Okay, so Sigrun is officially in the chat. So Sigrun, you can definitely vote or make a motion via the chat, and we will start right on this application for Feng. Okay, so would anybody like to make a motion to approve applicant Feng?
I'll make
that motion.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
Janice will make the motion. Would Maureen, you want to second it?
I'll second it, sure.
Okay. All those in favor say aye for Feng, and Sigrun, you can just type in favor or approve.
Aye.
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 Aye. Sigrun is typing. She approved. Good. So we added another approval to that one. Good.
Great.
Okay, we are on Gao. So how did I do, Janice?
You did
Gao.
good.
Good.
Cool.
Okay.
Lulu, we got Lulu. Tech, SWA, pretty straight up experience here.
Yep.
Competent. Yeah.
Okay, so a motion. I will make the motion for Gao.
I'll second it.
Maureen second. All those in favor, please say approve or aye. Aye. Sigrun, you can type it in. Sigrun approved. Okay, is this who? Next applicant?
Yes.
Who?
Yes.
Okay.
Christopher. Are we on Christopher? Oh, we're on Lulu Hoop. Okay.
Lulu. This is Lulu.
Lulu Hoop. This is Lulu Hoop. I make a motion to approve.
I will second.
Okay.
All those in favor on applicant who? Please say aye.
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 Sigrun is getting quicker. She approved. She approved. We're getting used to this now. All right. Liao?
Yeah. Christopher.
Okay. Applicant Liao. Christopher. Andrew Liao.
I love the first employer, 0 months, 0 years at AE.
Yeah, that might have been an application. Because it
error.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. 26. Well, yeah, he's just been there a few days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's just been. They told him to get licensed.
That's the promise he made, I think. But he has plenty of.
He made. That's the problem. Yeah. The promise he made when he was at Studios Wade for almost 3 years. So yeah, and he's a Harvard guy. So and Balmori for 3. Oh my God, he was with Diana Balmori. Yeah, I make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Maureen
I'll second.
second. All those in favor, please say aye. And this
Aye.
is, okay. We're moving on to Woo. Sigrun did aye that one. Okay, we're moving on to Woo. Jenna,
Mm-hmm.
recent exam.
She's doing oysters at Scape, and she had 2 years at Reed Hildebrand.
Yeah. So she
I'd love to
Meets-
figure out what Scape actually does, because I can't. I've heard them talk. I can't figure it out. But I make a motion to approve.
Yeah, I will second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Sigrun, aye. Okay, we are on to Yang. You,
Under the wire.
yeah. So this one we will use as an example. If, for instance, they had 1 year and 9 months of verified and then, another 3 months of unverified, I would recommend that we ask for more clarification. If there was unverified that didn't get them to the 2 years. In this particular instance, it's exactly 2 years. It meets the requirement.
And they took the exams in 25, so they were clearly just waiting for this moment to apply.
Yeah.
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 Which
Oh, yeah.
also makes it quite clear to me that their being sponsored is dependent on being licensed. So I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Maureen, Janice motion, Maureen second. All those in favor, aye.
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 I see Sigrun was really quick on that one. Okay, we are on to Zhang. Very similar with two more months of experience.
Yeah.
Sigrun, do you want to make a motion to approve this one using the chat feature? Perfect. I will second that Sigrun's motion. All those in favor for this is Zhang applicant, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Sigrun, one more aye out of you. Okay, Sigrun votes aye. Okay, that gets through applications for written exam. When do we talk about our hardship waivers?
Elena Pascarella.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to go through our agenda. Okay, we won't get to that one yet. So we're going to so that was item 5A. Item 5B, very interesting of note. We don't have to act as a board on those seeking reciprocity in Connecticut, but this is the largest group of reciprocity seekers that I've seen in my tenure on this board. It's pretty wild, actually. So the little old state of Connecticut we just approved 9 new landscape architects. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 more landscape architects. We must be pretty popular in Connecticut. That's all I have to say. But
I
very
think
interesting.
people are being told to get licensed.
Yeah, I mean, and these are people who have licenses, you can see, all over the United States. They're not just so pretty interesting. Again, we don't have to do anything about it, but it is noted that we have a lot. Hey, Dom.
Look who the cat dragged in.
You're muted. You're muted.
My apologies. I didn't have it on my schedule on my Outlook. I apologize.
No
That's
worries.
all right. We stood in for you.
Yeah,
You muscled through.
We slammed some things through without you, so we're very happy about that.
That's fine by me.
We
Yeah,
will
we
review it
don't
at the end of
care
the meeting,
anymore
though.
if anyone has ever worked in the profession or passed an exam. We're just going to say yes to everything. We thought
Yeah,
that would be
Dom.
the best way to go.
I will, for the record, I will say that you guys did that independent of me, and the record reflects that I don't agree with that, but that's okay.
We did thoroughly review each application, though. You would have been very impressed with us, Don.
That's fine.
Item 5C is where we are, and we, again, don't have to make any, take any actions on it, but this is for corporate practice. Again, this is a large group of
Mhm.
companies that are seeking their landscape architectural practice license in Connecticut. Something to note, again, Connecticut's pretty popular. All right, something that we do have to discuss, item 5D, we have some waivers that have been filed for CEU extension requests. If you haven't reviewed them, I need everybody to review them. And the first one is
Elena Pascarella.
Elena Pascarella, yeah. I reviewed it, and I mean, she's gotten as many points as she could get, considering her circumstances. It seems really good to me.
So what we need to do is that our options on this one are, we can deny the waiver extent, which I don't think we're going to do. But if we approve it, we have to put a timeline on it. So we can do 6 months, we can do another year. However, we'll put it up for a little discussion because we have another one to do after this one. And this is not the first time we've done it. We take them on a case-by-case basis. I mean, we set precedents, but I think we have to review them on a case-by-case basis. So I'm open for suggestions.
Can we have some discussion first?
I'm a
Sure,
little
of course we
confused.
can. Yep, this
I'm a little
is
confused.
It looks like she completed the 24 credits, but she just did them after the May 15th deadline. So I don't see an issue. I think she's just worried that she's going to get audited. I do know Elena. I worked with her in the past. I think she's just asking for the waiver because of the May 15th deadline.
Yeah, I agree, because she has all her
So
credits.
she's worried that if she gets audited, if an audit comes out in the next month or so or whatever the rotation is, that she may be administratively rejected because some of her CEUs. I also like the fact that she tried to complete her CEUs even with the underlying health issues, which is unfortunate. So I think she's just asking for a waiver of the timeline that she did complete them for her licensure, which she did complete. And that's it.
If I could interject just for a second, you could grant an extension to that last date that the last course was completed, so June 18th. Then that would give, that would kind of give her the timeline, and if there's an audit, then she already got the extension.
And she can and then we could just advise her that once we do, I don't know who gives her that extension, that she just send that in if she gets the audit.
So what we would do is we would grant the waiver and we would grant the extension until that last date that you just said, June 18th or whatever it is. And that would be in the record so that if she does get audited, this board would approve it.
Yeah.
Ladies, how are we doing today?
I agree with that.
Dom, just FYI, Sigrun is using the chat. She doesn't have any audio. So she's been approving things and making motions via the chat.
I don't have a problem with that either. It's fine.
Okay. So
again, another LA being proactive and addressing something before it becomes an issue.
It's great. It's great. I'll make a motion to approve the waiver and grant the extension to the date that Rochelle said, which I think was June 18th.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Dom?
Aye.
Sigrun is typing. Perfect. Okay, the next waiver extension. Philip Schweiger. Everybody has that document. You can read it. And then we can have discussion on it.
I don't know what to say.
Anybody else have a comment?
I don't know what to say.
I have
You
a
know, if you
question.
men keep taking all of our reasons for not being able to get stuff done, I don't know what to say.
It's true.
I don't even have an opinion either way on that portion. I'm just trying to understand. Spent 2025 for reinstate of my license for the previous cycle, which would have been 2024. Like I'm not. I need further
Yeah.
clarification. Was he in the arrears already for the past?
It
Did he
sounds
get
like
audited?
he was.
Is he being proactive?
You know, my suggestion would be that we just give a strict timeline of like 9 months to get
Well,
this all
6.
done. 6. I'm with you.
I mean, the best part of, I'm glad that they are, like Dom said, they're reaching out, knowing that they have an issue, trying to
Yes.
foreshadow it. But
I agree. And I lean on the explanation, but
it's a little confusing still.
I don't know, there could be, there can be a lot of issues. It's just very 2 lines worth of text to I don't care that you're a father. I shouldn't say that, but it's fine. I
Yeah.
understand that there could be complications.
Well-
There could be other things. I'm empathetic towards whatever's going on. And I do weight a little more on the fact that they are reaching out saying, you know what, I could have just submitted my 2026 and waited to get
Yep.
audited. And if I didn't, good
Yep.
enough. And I think a time frame, associated time frame, whatever the board is comfortable with in order to meet that criteria.
So if we were to grant like a 6-month time frame, what is that date from his initial licensure? Like gives him from the 30th of what, last month or whatever it is? It would give him 6 months from then.
Because
I just don't want to say
completely remote office as well with different people around the country. But I can't tell, but it's a little confusing.
So if we granted a 6-month extension, it would be from 7/30/2026. So it would be 6 months from 7/30/2026. Correct? Is that what I don't know, or when his initial licensure was, or when his cycle starts and stop. You know what I mean? I don't know the date. I don't know the dates would be. I don't know if Rochelle would be able to do that. Tell us that, or if we grant a 6-month extension and you guys will figure out what that date is.
I think you guys could set the precedent for what the start date is, or if you wanted to give it like a December 31st, 2026 deadline instead of saying 6 months. It's kind of up to you guys to decide if you want it to go from the license expiration, so July 30th, we could do 6 months from
or
there.
we go from the courses had to be completed by May 15th. I do like that input. I think maybe we give them till December 31st, 2026. This is a one-time exclusion.
Totally
so we're
fine.
not setting precedent in terms of anybody that comes in. Oh, like they'll just give you till the end of the year to get them done.
I like that idea, actually.
I agree.
Okay, so Dom, why don't you make the motion?
I'll make the motion that the response back to this. Approve it.
We approve the waiver.
We can approve the waiver, and then the stipulation can be in that in the future he has to get them done by the May 15th deadline. We're extending for the 2024 to 2026 until December 31st, 2026. And it's a one-time exclusion.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sigrun is typing, and we lost Maureen. She had an obligation, so it'll just be Janice, Dom, myself, and Sigrun. on this one.
Can I ask a question about these waiver extensions?
Sure.
Do they come into the board with more information, like where they work, or is it just this one page?
Rochelle?
It's just that one page. They do have the option to add additional like supporting documentation to their hardship, but there's no further requirements to add any information about, their employer or anything like that.
Right.
I don't know if that's something that we can, if that's, if you guys are looking for more information consistently with these, I'd more than welcome to open that conversation and see what edits we can make to that form. But that is just kind of the base form for all the requests.
And Janice, full disclosure, we don't receive a hell of a lot of them.
Yeah, their license number means that's their Connecticut license, correct?
Yes, that should be their Connecticut license. I know some people sometimes don't do that, but that is the intention. It should be their Connecticut license number that they're putting in there.
Okay.
Okay, so that gets us through it was a heavy agenda today as far as applicants and reciprocity and corporate licensure and waivers. Item 6, correspondence. Rochelle, did we have any other correspondence?
I did not have anything, no.
Okay. Item 7, comments and concerns of any person present today. Dom, I can bring you up to speed offline, but in the beginning of the meeting, we did pick up our discussion, and I did say I wish Dom was here.
I apologize.
It's fine. It's fine. As far as the position that the board has consistently put in, emphasized by the applicants today, how we go about removing this board from the predicament of having to approve applicants when our regulation, not our statute, our regulation still has the wording in it where you have to come sit in front of this board before you sit for the exam. We discussed it, and then we directed our staff via a vote to start the process with our legal team who came and talked to us at the last meeting, start the process to modify our language in our regulation, not the statute. I do not believe, based upon my research, we have to touch the statute, thank God. But to direct our staff to work with legal counsel to modify our regulation language just to remove the stipulation that they have to come to us before. We talked about that it doesn't really remove the teeth of our board, that if we don't like the experience, it's unverifiable. We had a good discussion on unverifiable experience or education, that we want more information. We still have every right to ask for that before we approve it. So we did do that. We voted on it. We directed staff to work with legal to figure out the best way to go through that and the next steps to make that happen. So that happened early in the meeting. Again, we are in contact with UConn, and we are going to get some dates from them and classes. I did ask, I'd like to go up in the fall and the spring, and I'd like to talk to more than just a senior class. Potentially we get involved with a younger generation or an earlier generation in their schooling at UConn. So that's in the works. And then just a little update as far as the CLARB annual meeting, which is happening next week in Calgary. Did a little bit of work with Rochelle and Marguerite, our board staff, to try and figure out, because I would like our member board executives and other board members to have the opportunity to attend these meetings. We always had credits, and I never understood where the credits came from. So, Connecticut pays CLARB to do a lot of the housekeeping and stuff like that, the verified, the unverified, all that stuff. But we had credits to use for these board members or our member board executives to attend an annual meeting. Not even CLARB, but to attend another meeting, whether it be ASLA or a training session. I don't know the mechanism. I didn't know the mechanism of how those credits, which basically are dollars, were built up in our board sort of kitty or coffers. But I've done a little bit of research, and it was all set up very early on with CLARB, and it was, we pay a certain amount of annual dues, and some of it was put into our coffers to be able to use to go to these board. I was able to go to a lot of the board meetings because I served in another capacity with CLARB. I was either on the board of directors or another committee, which is how I'm getting to go to this CLARB meeting next week. It's on CLARB's dime because I'm on another committee out there. So they invited me to come. But what I want to continue to do is figure out how we potentially can get other board members or our member board executives to be able to attend these meetings, because I think it's very important. One way to do it is to get involved in any other of these professional organizations at a board level or at a committee level, where you get invited to go to these things and they pay and we don't have to use state dollars, because using state dollars is always going to be a challenge. So I'm trying to figure that out. Marguerite was working, I think we uncovered some part of it. I actually reached back out to Vince McDermott, who was the board chair for 30 years of this board, to try and understand where it came from. We're not to the bottom of it yet, but I would like to get there, because I think it's really good, not even for board members. I would love, when I attend these meetings, there's member board executives from 20 or 30 states that attend these meetings. So I think it would be good. So I just wanted to give a little update. We're trying to figure that one out as well. Anybody else have any comments? Sigrun, we got to figure out how to get the technology to work, because we'd love to see you and we'd love to hear you, but thank you for making it work via the chat today. Dom, we're sorry we missed you in the beginning, but we had to sort of move through things.
That's fine. Just please say for the record that I did not vote on any of the applications
Yep.
at this meeting.
Correct.
Call me afterwards, Mark, please.
Okay, will do.
Excuse me, Mark, did you want to chat at all about the question that I had sent you, that one person who was approved a very long time ago and stepped out and is coming back?
Yeah. Do you want to give a little summary? And thank you for reminding me. I forgot about that one because it just kind of happened.
So we had someone who originally it's marked as they were approved reciprocally with a Florida license in 1986. I actually have their entire original file, their education reference letters back then, their exam scores. So they were licensed in Connecticut until 2016. It expired. They were working in other countries for the past decade, and now they're looking to come back in. Since we had the law change, they don't qualify to reinstate. They would be submitting a new application. So this is kind of so that they don't hold licenses in any other states right now either. So they couldn't do a reciprocal application to us. So I guess it's kind of uncharted territory for us.
It is. And thank you for that explanation. My biggest concern with this one is we're talking 1986, and then we're talking 2016 was the last time this person held a license. My worry, or my concern, I guess it's not a worry, my concern is from 2016 to 2026, a lot has changed in the landscape architectural industry. If you were to have maintained that license, you would have been on the hook for all these CEUs to stay up to date on the industry and the changes. If you just come in and we're assuming, and this is so weird, it's a very strange one, because a new applicant, it's kind of fresh, usually, within five years, you have your schooling, you have your experience. This one is a 10-year block where it's a new applicant, but if we treated this application as they never had an LA license previously and it's a new applicant, we wouldn't require CEUs. It's very strange, and I'm totally up for discussion on this one. Because it is a new application. This is not this is a new application. It's
I'm going to hang on the fact that they were a reciprocal license and they were in Florida for their original licensure. Am I correct in that?
original, yes.
And I don't mind. They left, they went somewhere, they did something else. I would consider it a new application at this point.
I mean, it's definitely going to be a new application. The law changed. Reinstatements are limited to 3 years only.
Yep.
Yeah. So therefore, the CEUs don't even come into play.
No, it's a new application. They have to show the time and get some backup data. It would just be like if we had someone coming in, we've had outside the United States type of applications, you're going to have someone who holds a license somewhere.
If it's helpful, I'll put what he said as to what he's been doing in that gap. I'm going to put his wording in the chat rather than trying to read it. Oh, yeah. There you go, Sigrun.
Landscape architecture centers. So he didn't need a landscape architecture license to practice landscape architecture in the Middle East, right? Wouldn't have mattered. If he had said he was practicing here with those companies, that opens a whole nother issue because he wasn't licensed. Because he has not stopped practicing landscape architecture.
Well, he's going to have to show that is he working independently? Is he working for a company? Is he he's got to have some way of showing his experience. It's just like a new application.
What did he fill? He hasn't filled out an application yet, right?
Yeah, he's waiting for direction.
So to Dom's point, he needs to fill out his application and he needs to not be the self-verification. Can he be this? He can't be the self-verified. It's a new application. He has to have worked under a licensed landscape architect, according to our, right?
Yep.
Is there a time frame? Would we, discount the exams and everything that he did have?
2 years. I don't think I would hold. I mean, I'm not trying to be obstructionist here, but
he needs to show that he's worked. It doesn't matter if it was 1970, if he worked for 2 years under a licensed landscape architect, right, Dom? It's a technicality, but he can't show us that
he came in through reciprocity, so we probably didn't see any of that. So we need.
I have a document that's 52 pages long for him. That's his complete file, is how it's saved in our system, which is kind of shocking to me, but we do have it.
Yeah, so if so he's gonna have to fill out a new application and he's gonna have to, he's going to just make sure
the old LARE.
He passed the big one. And then he's gonna have to show that his experience, at least 2 years of it, was under a licensed landscape architect.
Would the concern of waiting a few more months, should I share this file?
But he didn't actually fill out an application yet, right?
Didn't.
So he wouldn't pop up until our next meeting anyway, as far as an approval. Because it's a new application.
Okay. So I guess I'll just want to make sure that whatever
you can put it in the chat. We can take a peek at it. He's going to have to fill out an application. And
we're going to need we're going to need graduated from, where he graduated from. He's going to have we don't have references anymore, but in this case, he's going to have to show somebody who can vouch for the fact. And then
Yeah, which might be a
I
challenge.
get it. Continuing education's out, and that's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
You know, I hold licenses in a lot of places that they basically make it clear if you lapse and bring it back that they want to see some sort of continuing education. But we can't ask that question because we don't have that. It's a new application. And I look at it this way, okay, he graduated from college, he went and did something on another career. Now he's looking to get his license back. Understandable. That's kind of the mode I'm thinking in. So he's reapplying, he's basically applying for a licensure like the first time. So if we see the three pieces and we can quantify that, there's no reason we can't grant him licensure.
Yep, I agree with that.
I'm sorry if I missed it. So if we have, so he'll file an application clearly.
Yep.
Can we use the old documentation that we have for his exam and original work experience, education? Is there anything else that you'd like me to ask from him? Just so that's prepared for the next meeting.
Technically, if he had those three, like Dom said, I don't think we need anything else.
Yeah, we've removed references, so
yeah,
we can't even research.
So he can. I think what the question was, he can use the information that he submitted for his initial licensure.
And we're not worried about what he's been doing the past
decade. It's a new applicant. We wouldn't ask him. Yeah, it's a strange one.
It is, yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think we wouldn't be out of bounds to ask for a timeline of what he's been doing since 2016. Like you could just do a brief timeline, just to understand that. But we're really outstepping our bounds.
Yeah, but I think he already.
You know, it could be. Yeah, exactly. In the chat, I agree. Like, give us a timeline of 2016. My licensure lapsed in Connecticut. I was working for X. I was working as an independent consultant in blah, blah, blah from 2016 to 2018. I went to, just so we understand what you were doing.
I hope he wasn't practicing in the States because he was practicing without a license, most likely.
And there's nothing saying that maybe, because it looks like he had a Florida license. I think that was his original one, if I'm following this all correctly. So I think he started in Florida. He got licensed here. He went on to being licensed in New York, and I'm not sure beyond that, but there's nothing saying that maybe he wasn't licensed in other states longer, beyond 2016, but just doesn't have them currently. So I mean, I could ask that as well if that's helpful.
Well, I would imagine if he was licensed in another state, he'd be applying for reinstatement of reciprocity.
But it would have to be active in one of those states right now for him to apply like that. So again, he could have had it a year ago. So maybe we say, we'll go reinstate that. And then you could submit a reciprocal application to us and it'd be easy. So I could ask questions on that.
Did we give you enough direction?
Yes.
I don't think we have to vote on this or anything. I think because he's going to come with a full application.
No, we don't have an action item to actually consider.
Okay. That's all we have on the agenda. So with that being said, we can't adjourn the meeting unless somebody has anything else to talk about. Sigrun, yes, we did see your comment. I think what Dom asked for, we're not into looking at site plans and that much detail, but I think between Dom's comment about just give us a sort of a timeline of what you've been doing the last 10 years since 2016, we'll probably hit on some of the things. Can he provide references that vouch for quality of his work? We don't require references anymore. But I think the timeline would be a nice request. Hopefully he can do that. Okay, then 10:46, we will adjourn this meeting. Dom, I will give you a call.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great end of the summer, and very impressive to have so many people applying for licensure. It's great. We don't want a brain drain. It obviously all those people are good at their jobs and hopefully are being sponsored for green cards, and we need them.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have to do my part. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Don, cheer up.